The story of Home Depot is a fascinating one. It's a story about entrepreneurship and how you start from nothing to end up with something. We were a small business getting off the ground, and let me tell you, that was brutal. In those years, the government wasn't your enemy. But over the years, these people in Congress who don't have a clue what the hell they're doing throw more regulations out, and administrations throw more out. It's always for the big guy, and a small guy gets screwed. And that's why 10 years ago, I thought about starting an organization to represent that small guy, because I never forget those early days. How do we recreate that? And that's what Job Creators was all about. When we talk to you about supporting Job Creators Network, I think you're paying forward, because believe me, this government today wants to tax you to death. So even if you're not a small business, but a big business, you need to support this effort because it works for everybody's behalf. I'd like each one of you to step forward and do your bit and help Job Creators Network continue their work. If you walk out of this room today with one thing in mind, is that here's something that can help our civilization get better, help America become stronger, and that's Job Creators Network.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, from Job Creators Network, Alfredo Ortiz and Elaine Parker.
Well, I hope everyone has enjoyed their dinner and this very special evening. We now have the immense honor of awarding the JCN Lifetime Freedom Fighter Award to Bernie Marcus, co-founder of the Home Depot, and founder of Job Creators Network, and the man without whom none of us would be here today. Bernie, thank you for everything that you've done, both in the business world, for JCN, and for all of your generous philanthropy. You truly are an inspiration to us all.
We've had the pleasure of working with Bernie for over a decade, and his commitment to defending the small business economy and preserving the American dream is unparalleled. Bernie is one of the few people in history who have made a massive difference to the world in both business and philanthropy. I've had the immense pleasure of getting to know Bernie over the past decade, and I am so thankful for his mentorship and guidance.
On behalf of us all at JCN and all of us here tonight, Fred Marcus, please come up and accept the Freedom Fighter Award on behalf of your father as a small token of our gratitude and appreciation. Yep, we're due. We're good?
All right, go ahead.
It's your turn, Ms. Marcus. You're up. Okay. I want to thank you, Alfredo and Elaine, for doing what you're doing. Without good management, and everybody in the room knows that, nothing works well. 10 years ago, when I started Job Creators Network, because you see, I never forgot where I came from, having grown up in a tenement in Newark, New Jersey, and actually being broke when we opened Home Depot. We were a small business, and it was tough as you saw in the video. But under the world then, we were able to succeed. My God, that world has changed so dramatically, especially in the last 3 years. It's been a freaking nightmare for small businesses. And Elaine and I were talking the other day, and they did a survey, Job Creators Network, and there are many businesses that feel they won't make it to the end of this year or the beginning of next year because their taxes are so high. Their costs, inflation has killed them. They can't raise prices to their customers because you have to absorb it. The big companies can do it, they can't. And they can't turn it around, and they can't pass it on. And so many of them will close their doors. In addition to all the other issues, the invasion of our southern borders is almost an impossible thing to handle. But worst of all is the inflation. My God, what kind of dummy thought about closing off the oil supplies when we were already self-sufficient and actually shipping oil overseas to our customers? You got to be a dimwit, and they do qualify for that. I think that they get up every morning and they take a dumb pill, and I have to tell you, once you take a dumb pill, you stay dumb forever. And they have stayed dumb forever. Before I go any further, I would like to thank two groups here that I haven't had a chance to do. And one of them is Pratt Industries, led by Anthony Pratt, who's a very dear friend, has been for a number of years. But they represented something here, and I was so excited to see the video of what they actually do. And Brian McFeely is here, who's the CEO, and Doug Ballier, who is the Vice President, Corporate Counsel, and Corporate Secretary. And if you would please go back and tell Anthony how much I appreciate his work on behalf of Job Creators Network. He started as a small business here in the United States, and now he's a gigantic business and growing in leaps and bounds, creating jobs and wealth all over the country and saving the economy. So thank him for me. I appreciate it. The last one is the Home Depot suppliers and the vendors that supply our stores with products. Without you guys doing your job and giving us top quality merchandise at the right kind of prices, we wouldn't have a business. And I want to thank you so much. There are so many great stories. I can't go through all the list of all the people here tonight. But one is Louis Gould, who's the CEO of QEP. I remember that story so well. Louis was an issue. He had a problem, and we helped him get through that problem. And since that time, he has grown with the Home Depot and created a wonderful business. Of course, he's a good businessman to start with. So let me start with that and say thank you to all of you and all the vendors and our suppliers. Thank you so much for being here tonight and listening to all of this. And I hope you had a good time, and I hope you learned something. But there is something I want to pass on to you. We live in a very dangerous world. As you heard, I'm 94 years old, and I've gone through president after president, Republicans, Democrats. I even supported Ross Perot when he ran as an independent. And I have to tell you, I have never been more frightened for this country ever in my life. I am so worried about the future for my grandchildren. I'm not going to be here, but they will. If you look what's going on around you, You know that we're falling apart. Our economy is falling apart. I get up every morning, I swear to God, and I say, what the hell is he going to do today to kill our country? And he never fails to disappoint me. Something always happens every day that makes this country weaker, not stronger. I want to tell you, all the people in this room better understand what capitalism is. It created all the things that you heard tonight. All the sponsors, you, all of you who are in attendance, who create jobs in America, you're able to do it because of the free market, the capitalist market, not the socialist market. And you have to do everything in your power to save it. If you're sitting on your asses and you're not going to do anything, this election coming up, you only have yourself responsible because you may not survive. Because under a socialist commodity, you will not survive. So all of you, I'm just saying to you now, supporting Job Creators Network is critically important because they're fighting for all of you. They fought for a tax relief. They got involved with COVID relief when COVID came down the pike. All of those things wouldn't have happened. I can promise you that the tax bill would not have happened had it not been for Job Creators Network and with Alfredo's leadership. And every day they get up and what they think about is what they can do to save America. What a difference in mindset. And all of you have to understand something. It doesn't happen in a vacuum. It happens because you will get involved, you support Job Creators Network, and you'll do your own job in creating votes to change this administration and bring one in that feels strongly about capitalism and bring us back to a strong country with borders that are defensible and with a military that is not laughed at the way we are around the world. Everybody knows that we're a pushover for everything that's happening, and we're weak. And we can't afford to have that. We got to go back to the old America. You heard the song at the beginning, I Love America. I love this country. I would be nothing without this country. And I hope you all feel the same way I do. So everything's being shoved down the throats of American businesses today. We have to kind of stop. We can't do it out of power. We can only do it with power. And that's controlling the House and the Senate and the presidency. And I have to tell you something. I'm telling you tonight, get off your asses and work hard. Don't sit back and every morning get up and say, oh my God, everything is terrible. Do what I do. Get up and say, what can I do? Invest yourself. Go out and work and commit yourself to saving this democracy. This country wasn't born by wussies. It was born by people with character, people who love this country, people like me and other people that you saw there. Gary Sinise is a great American. He fights every day for America. And you look at what our service people go through every day. We're fighting for them. So rather than letting them businesses worry about diversity, let's go back to doing what we used to do. Let's work to make a profit. Let's work so that we can produce something, sell it, make a profit, create jobs, and create a profit for our shareholders. That's what the capitalist system is. It's as simple as that. And these dummies in the group that's the Business Council that voted for this crap, QET or whatever the hell they call it, should be ashamed of themselves. They have no guts. They're just graduates of Harvard and Yale, and you know what the hell those companies produce. They produce what we have in the streets today, marching like idiots without half brains, trying to destroy the only democracy in the Middle East. We are producing dummies by the day, starting with 12th grade, high school, and universities. And we have to go back, and Trump was right. We have to clean the place out. And we need someone that's going to have a lot of collusions to do it. And I'm asking all of you, stay involved with Job Creators Network. We represent you, small businesses and all businesses. Everybody developed, everybody was successful because of what happened with the tax bill. It rolled all the way down. There were more jobs in America. More minorities were working. The inflation was around 2%. People had more money to buy things and keep the economy growing. And my God, the dummies in the White House and the House and Senate voted all of that out for their own stupidity. I don't know what the hell is wrong with them. I don't know how their brains work, because all the people I know have a half a brain and use half the brain. These people have half a brain and use a quarter of their brain. So thank you for being here tonight. I want to thank you for the award, Alfredo and Elaine. I appreciate it. Fred, I enjoyed your remarks. My son, Mike, thank you so much for what you had to say. And I'll be happy to share my golf balls with anybody. And some people have said I have more balls than most people. So good night to all of you. I hope that this was a good meeting for you, that you learned something with the seminars we had all day, and how much I appreciate you being here and how much I appreciate the award. And thank you so much. God bless you. And as Gary Sinise says, God bless America.